there's been a couple of you that have asked me to go through the party pad with you and how do you present, and there's a few of you that have wanted to start presenting maybe on your own but necessarily didn't know how to go through it. And there was one night, obviously you guys know that Mike and I do most of our parties together, and there was one night probably like a month into all of this that he was like, I don't even know how to present. And I was like, what do you mean you don't know how to present? You've been with me and Cami this whole time. And I stopped and I went through it with him and Chris and Audrey Towns and just did what I'm going to do with you guys. And they took notes. And right afterwards, I know Mike was like, oh my gosh, I feel like I could totally do this now 100% with all the confidence in the world. So that's what I'm going to do with you guys right now. I'm just going to go through the party pad. I'm going to stop and say why I say the things that I do when I do, so you guys feel comfortable being able to present without us if you want to. I think a big thing too is to know that when you guys do one-on-ones, you go through the party pad with them. You don't just talk about the product, you go through the whole thing. Because I think sometimes we miss the boat with not asking for the business. So at the beginning of my parties, I always give somebody a party pad and a product guide. Hold on one second, I'm gonna go grab a product guide real quick so I can walk with you through that part as well. So at the very beginning of the parties, I hand everybody a party pad and a product guide. Now, I also hand out a customer form. One side I have printed the loyal customer, and on the other side I have printed the distributor form. That way, we're just assuming that they are going to at least make a choice either to be a loyal customer or a distributor. And I think as sometimes the parties get really big, we can't sit there on our phones or on our computer and input everybody in. So if they're filling out a loyal customer form right then and there, it helps the process go quicker. And guys, also, I mean, how many times have you been to a party where there's the form and you're starting to mark what you want as the presentation is going through? So I feel like it makes people buy a lot quicker and faster if they have that form right there in front of them. So I sometimes will stick it right in here. I know some of you guys have seen my green folders that I pass out as well. So I start by saying, if it's my party or if it's somebody else that I'm launching or something else, I'll say, okay guys, we're gonna go ahead and get started. I wanna thank everybody for coming out today. My name's Ashley Walmer. And for those of you that don't know me, I'm a double diamond with It Works. I started only about 2.5 months ago, so I haven't been in it for very long, but it's been crazy and awesome and I love it. So I tell them a little bit, just my name, how long I've been in, and kind of what I am. And then I'll say, thank you guys for coming out today. We're just gonna go through a little bit about the products and this company. And so that they know right then and there, we're gonna talk about products and we're gonna talk about the business. If it is a launch party for somebody else, I'll say, you know, thanks everybody for coming out to Shelby's launch party. I know she's super excited for you guys just to come and support her and learn a little bit more about this awesome company. So, then I'll say I handed you guys each a party pad and a product guide. So the party pad is just a really great way for you guys to kind of look at what we're talking about while I'm talking through it. You guys can have just a visual. Go ahead and take notes if you want to. I'll collect these back at the very end for anybody that does not decide to be a distributor. And then I'll say something like, to get started, let's play the Facebook game. So the reason why the Facebook game is so important is because every single guest that's there is posting on their wall that they're doing this crazy rap thing. All their friends and family will comment on that, and that might help at the very end of the party get people to flip from loyal customers to distributors. It's just a really great way for them to kind of introduce the business right away to their friends and family. So I'll say, okay guys, I want you to pull out your phones and pull out your Facebook, and we're gonna update your status. So what I have them say is, OMG, I'm rapping, it's tingling, this is so crazy. And then tag the person that invited you here today. Now, sometimes distributors do it too, just to post some more on their wall, especially if they're just getting started. Although they can play, they can't win. So I always give away a green water bottle with the greens on the go, and sometimes a greens chew in there at the very end. So I'll explain to you guys when we get to that part how you can win. That's how I start. Let's play the Facebook game. So once the Facebook game is done, I say, okay guys, we're gonna go ahead and pull out your party pads. We're gonna start with the side that says, have you ever heard of that crazy rap thing before? So then I tell a little bit of my story, and I'll say, so I'm a double diamond with It Works. I told you guys a second ago, I've only been in the company for 2.5 months. Mike and I saw this as a really awesome business opportunity. We just looked at it for a great way to bring income into our family. because we saw it as a great business opportunity, we had not really ever used the products before. I used to be an esthetician, so products were super important to me. What was in them, the integrity of the products themselves, it's something that we checked out. The cool thing is once we got in and started using the products, the results that we got and our friends and family got were awesome. So this is where you guys just kind of tell a little bit about why you guys got in. Whether it was the products or the business, whatever it is, your story, just a very quick 1 to 2 minute, sentence or two about why you decided to do It Works. Okay, so after I say that, I'll say, so how many of you guys had ever heard of It Works before? I like to do this because it's always interesting to me. Sometimes every single person in the room has tried it. Maybe sometimes people haven't. I always say, no matter how many people raise their hand or not, that's always interesting because it's crazy to know that this company's been around for 15 years and it's still not a household name. I mean, we went debt-free in 2009. We did almost $1 billion in sales last year, and it's not a household name yet. So that's just my way of being able to introduce the credibility of the company right then and there. So then I'll say, how many of you guys are trying the wrap right now? And people will raise their hand. If nobody's trying the wrap, which hasn't happened yet, everybody at least somebody's trying the wrap. They'll say things like, it's tingly, it's warm, it's cool. So it's giving the people that are not trying the wrap an opportunity to know what it feels like and what it's doing. So I'll share my experience with the wrap that I've had. All of you should share yours. And just say, it's always interesting. I asked that question because the very first time that I wrapped the back of my legs and they were freezing. It was so cold. I was like, when can I get this thing off? And then I wrapped my tummy, and the tummy was really warm tingles, and I like the warm tingles way more than the cold tingles. So that's my personal story. Share your personal story there about how it feels for you. So I ask, who's heard of It Works? How many of you are trying the wrap? What it feels like? And then I will say quickly, the awesome things about the wrap is 9 out of 10 people see results right away in the first 45 minutes. If you don't see results, that just means you need to wrap again. We'll kind of get into that in a minute. So I always do that just as a disclaimer right away from the very beginning. Okay, so then I say, okay guys, why don't you grab your party pads, and I want you to open it up to the first page. So one of the cool things about the party pads, you guys, is it's not just a visual for them, but it's also a visual for you. I know some of you are just starting. I needed to start somewhere with mine too, and awesome. It's easy, affordable, and fun. So this tells you exactly what you're going to be talking about. You're going to show them where to put the wrap, how long you leave it on. You're going to tell them a little bit about what the wrap is. So I grab my cloth and I say, okay guys, this is what it looks like. It's just a cloth like this. There's 12 active ingredients on it. You can put this anywhere on your body. I, stand up. You guys have seen me do it. So I stand up and literally place it everywhere that I can think of on my body. Most people at parties wrap their tummies. You can cut it in half and wrap your neck. You can cut it in half and do your arms. I normally show them how to do their legs. Place this anywhere. And then I say, and the best part about the wrap is you can put it anywhere on your body. You can spot treatment, and that's my favorite part because as I'm a big proponent of diet and exercise, you can't spot treatment with diet and exercise. You can't go run in a treadmill and decide where you want the weight to come off. It just comes off where it comes off. The reason why I say that is because that identifies with every single person. You might have people in the room that are skeptics. You might have people in the room that are like, oh, well, I just need a diet and exercise. Like, that's kind of how I thought as well. But when you break it down and you explain to them that even if you diet and even if you exercise, you can't spot target a specific area of your body. So you want to just blanket statement that right away. And then I say, we want you to drink lots of water while you're wrapping. It's just going to help flush the toxins out of your body. We also say that 1 wrap is a treat. We sell them in a box of 4, and 12 is a transformation. So this is where I equate it to teeth whitening. I say, a lot of people will be like, well, how long do the results last? And, what if I don't get the results that I want? When do I need to wrap again? I say, well, if you go to the store and you buy a teeth whitening kit, normally they're a 30-day supply. You do it every single day for 30 days. Now, on night 1 or day 1, morning 1, you don't put the thing on your teeth to whiten your teeth and expect the results you'd get from day 30. No, you need to finish the treatment. It's the same thing with wrapping. Everybody sees results in different ways. You know, I maybe saw the results that I wanted out of my tummy and wrap 1. Other people need to wrap 4 times. Other people need to wrap 17 times before they get the results that they want. And then I kind of joke and say, you guys, this isn't plastic surgery. It's a lot cheaper and you'll get a lot of the same results. But if you have things like stretch marks that you need to work on, 1 wrap is not going to take care of all the stretch marks on your body. You need to wrap again. And most people will kind of chuckle and laugh at that because they know it's true. And that's my way of reminding somebody that is wrapping their tummy maybe to see less stretch marks, that those stretch marks aren't going to go away with a $25 wrap. They're going to have to wrap again. So then I also say, let's see, right now I'm looking at my notes. Drink lots of water, do a full treatment. All right, I think I covered everything in that one. So then I say, go ahead and turn the page. You guys will see a really great before and after picture of what the wrap does. So the first slide is what the wrap is. Now we're going to explain a little bit about what the wrap does. And I'll say, and I'll follow along. What the wrap is going to do is it's going to tighten, tone, and firm in 45 minutes. It's going to help with the appearance of cellulite and stretch marks. It's going to help with the appearance of spider veins and varicose veins. And I'll say, so what happens is you leave the wrap on, say you do your tummy for 45 minutes. It takes that long for the wrap to completely absorb through the subdermal layer of your skin. Once it does that, it starts causing 3 processes in your body. And that 1 wrap is going to work for a full 72 hours. So tomorrow we encourage you to take more pictures. You can weigh yourself and measure if you want. We can't claim inch loss or weight loss, but you guys can definitely measure your own results at home. So we want you to do that because you're going to keep getting results for that full 72 hours that wrap is on. So once your body totally absorbs the wrap, the ingredients that are on there combined, they do a lot of different things in your body to help tighten, tone, and firm it. But a couple of things that they do is it causes lipolysis in the body, and that's just the breakdown of fat. It also causes microcirculation, which all that is it increases your vascular system and allows blood to flow through. That's where you'll see results like spider veins, varicose veins. Oh, and when I say lipolysis, I say it as the breakdown of fat. That's where you'll see results in cellulite and stretch marks. Then I talk about the microcirculation with spider veins, varicose veins. And then I say it also decreases inflammation of the skin too. And I give a couple examples if you break your wrist. If you sprain your wrist and you get fluid, how you could wrap that and decrease some of the inflammation, which then takes care of the pain. So I talk quickly about those 3 processes that it causes. If you don't feel comfortable about talking about those 3 processes, you don't have to. All you need to say is it's going to tighten, tone, and firm in 45 minutes. It's going to help with the appearance of cellulite. It's going to help with the appearance of stretch marks, varicose veins, spider veins. And then the other thing that I go through at that point is I'll say, okay, so you guys are going to wrap, every 72 hours. A lot of people in the wrap room that I was just in were asking, okay, can I wrap my tummy and my arms and my legs? We can only wrap one area of your body at a time. The reason why is because that 1 wrap that you're wrapping right now will, your body won't be able to metabolize and break down more than that 1 wrap. So if you were to do 2 areas of your body, you're just going to draw out the results that you'd get from that 1 area. So wrap today, and on the 4th day, go ahead and wrap the other area of your body, or go ahead and wrap again. We don't want you wrapping tomorrow. If you were to wrap tomorrow, you're just going to pee out and waste that product. Okay, and then I say, okay, guys, any questions about the wrap? Any questions about how it works, where it works? How do you use it? And I ask those questions right there because usually somebody will have a question, and if I ask it, they'll go, yeah, actually I do. Or something that you just said, yeah, how it works. Can you explain that again? Or whatever it is. So I always stop right there because the next part obviously is the rest of the products. So I always stop and ask if anybody has any questions about the wrap in general. Okay. Then I say, okay, guys, go ahead and turn the page to where it says become a loyal customer. So that's your cue to know that we're going to talk about the rest of the products. Now, something that I do is I say at this time, you guys, I invite you to go ahead and grab your product guide. We're going to walk through the rest of the products in our line. We have 35 products, not a ton. We only have what we do really, really well at. So I'm going to talk to you about some of our best-selling products that we have. If you guys have any questions at all, please, feel free to ask. I want this to be educational for you guys. Okay, and then I start going through this, I say, go ahead and grab it. You guys, we already talked about the wrap. The sister product to the wrap is the defining gel. So the defining gel is the same set of active ingredients that's in the wrap. It's just less concentrated. So you can use it every single day, twice a day, chin to toe. It's great on mosquito bites, sunburns. It's great for dry skin, eczema, and psoriasis. If you have a personal product testimonial at any point during any of the products, go ahead and interject them. I am not going to put all of mine in for just the sake of keeping this short and simple for you guys for learning. So I talk a little bit about the defining gel. If what I'm starting to do is not sample them out at parties because it creates chaos and people start kind of getting up, and I'll say something like at the very end, if you guys want to sample this, I would be more than happy to put a little bit on so you guys can feel it and see what it feels like. Oh, the other thing that I always say about defining gels, I'll say, you remember how I told you some people want to wrap more than one area of the body? The cool thing is with the defining gel, you can wrap that one area of the body that you want to see the most tightening, toning, and firming. Then you can use the defining gel everywhere else, every single day, twice a day. So you're going to get the same results that you'd get from the wrap with the defining gel. It'll just take a little bit longer. So I suggest wrap the area of your body that you want to see the most results in, and then take the defining gel and use that on your arms, and the back of your legs, and everywhere else. Okay, so after I go through that, I say go ahead and open it up. You guys will see the skincare line there. We obviously have a cleanser, toner, a couple different moisturizers. We're going to talk about some of our best-selling products in our skincare line. So we also have a facial wrap. I go ahead and I take it out. So if you guys haven't done a facial wrap or a body wrap, you need to do one right away and then dry it out. All you do is you rinse it out after you use it and lay it flat and it'll dry. And so I'll say, okay, so this is what our facial looks like, and you go ahead and put it on. It looks a little scary, and I usually like joke and say it's so sexy, right? Like we all need to go out like this. Now I know what I look like. This is hilarious. So I'll kind of say a funny little story there about how Andrew freaked out the first time that I put it on. If you have a story like that, go ahead and say it. It kind of breaks it up and makes people laugh. So what I say is, this is a little different than the body wrap. As those of you that are wrapping right now, it feels a little tingly, warm, cool. It will not feel that way on your face. This is a different set of ingredients. The ingredients are more about hydration, sunspots, wrinkles, damage. It's gonna just give you an overall glow of your skin. It'd be why you'd go get a facial from an esthetician. So the cool thing is because this is not detoxifying, we don't want to break down the fat on your face because that's what keeps us looking young and youthful. So you can actually use this wrap every single day if you want. Now, being an esthetician, obviously you guys can't say that. So you can say something like, now I know for me, if I were to go get a facial, I used to go in like every month or every 2 months. That would, you can do the facial, once a month. You can do it every single day if you want to. So I don't want people to feel like they have to do this every single day. This is not a regimen, a daily regimen, like a cleanser, toner, moisturizer. That's why I say that. Obviously it'd be great if they did it every single day because we'd sell lots of facials. But this is like a mask. It is literally the equivalent of what you would go to a salon and get a facial for. So then I will move on and I'll say, okay, I'm going to talk a little bit about the lip and eye cream. This is for the delicate areas of your eyes, around your eyes and around your lips, not on your lips. So it's going to be for deep set in circles. It's going to be for puffy eyes. You can put it on your eyelid and I show them where I'm putting it. You can put it on your eyelid to help raise it and help with hooded eyes. You can put it around your eyes to help with fine lines and wrinkles, around your lips. I actually use it as a line filler for these lines right here. You guys can see those? Awesome. I actually use it as a line filler right there and right here just to help with the fine lines and wrinkles for that area. The great thing about the lip and eye cream, it's a lot like the wraps where it is immediate and progressive. So you're going to see immediate results. You're going to start feeling this tightening and tensing up through here. And guys, I use my hands a lot when I talk. I encourage you to do the same thing, especially when you're showing the product, just because you're teaching somebody something. And so when you use your hands and you show them how to do it, they will remember how to do it. So I'll say it's immediate, but it's also progressive. So as you use it, you'll start feeling that tensing effect. But every single day as you use it compoundly, every day, it's just going to help restore health to that area of the skin. And your results will be amazing over time. So the next product that I'm going to talk about for a second is the exfoliating peel. So this is one of my personal favorite products just because I am an esthetician and I totally understand the science behind this product. So what you can say is it is a glycolic peel and a microbead aloe technology. So you're going to put it on your face for 10 minutes up to 2 times a week. What it's going to do is it's going to help with cell turnover. So that's how it helps with the fine lines and wrinkles. It's just going to help just regrow those new cells and bring those new cells to the surface. So I say helps with cell turnover, so it helps with fine lines and wrinkles, the appearance of pore size. Then the exfoliating beads are going to go on, and it sloughs off that top layer of your skin, draws out all the impurities out of your pores, and gives you just a really good overall cleanse. It's a holistic approach to microdermabrasion. Now, obviously, I go into that a little bit more in depth just because I am an esthetician, but I don't want you guys to really say anything more than that, just that it's a holistic approach to microdermabrasion. So microderm is extremely abrasive on your skin. It feels like sandpaper. So you get all the benefits of microdermabrasion from a product like this without all the bad side effects, because it's not going to be abrasive on your skin at all. So that's the skincare line. And then I say, okay, guys, go ahead and turn to the next page. You'll see the greens line there. So I'm kind of walking them through the product guide. I don't want them to get too far ahead. I want them to pay attention. So I say with our greens, it comes in 2 flavors, berry and orange. It comes in a couple of different sizes. I'll grab a Greens on the Go packet. And I'll say what this is it's 2 scoops of the powder. In this, you'll mix it with 8 ounces of water, and you get 8 servings of fruits and vegetables from raw and organic sources, and 38 herbs and superfoods. So why is that awesome? Because you're giving your body the nutrients that it needs. It's going to help give you energy. I also say things like, how does it give you energy? Because when you're feeding your body good nutrition, you feel good. I kind of go into, you guys have heard me say, you know, when you eat good, you feel good. When you eat bad, you feel bad. So when you're giving your body that good nutrition, you just feel amazing. So the greens is going to detoxify you. It's going to pH balance you. It brings your body out of the acidic level and back to an alkaline level where our bodies are naturally supposed to be. So cancer, disease, sickness thrives in an acidic environment. It cannot thrive in an alkaline environment. So it's going to help with things like ulcers and acid reflux and pretty much every single thing that a person is dealing with when their body is alkaline. They just are in good health. It also has a probiotic in it, and a probiotic is going to help with their immune system. It's going to help with their gut bacteria in their stomach. It's going to help process things. So it also, there's a direct link to weight loss and weight gain in America with the bacteria that's in your stomach. When you have more good bacteria than bad, you're lean. When you have more bad than good, you're obese. So I just always say that right away, just quickly. And I'll say, any questions on the greens? I could talk about greens all day long because it is my absolute favorite product. And that's the other thing, when we get to your favorite product, I want you guys to say, this is my favorite product, and give your product testimonial or what you love about the product itself. Okay, and then I'll say, why don't you guys go ahead and open it up? You'll see we have a full line of lifestyle products here. So I will point out quickly a couple of things that I know we're not going to talk about. I'll say, like, you'll see we have a meal replacement shake that actually fills you up. We have something called Confianza, which is like an anti-stress remedy. It's amazing. So our number 3 selling product is our Fat Fighter, and this is where we do the Fat Fighter demo. I'll say the awesome thing about the Fat Fighter is you take it after you eat. You don't have to take it before you eat. So after you eat a fatty meal, you can take 2 Fat Fighters, and it's just going to help bind the fat from a meal and help block 1/3 of the fat and carbs that would be absorbing into your body. So we also, let's see, during the demo, you'll see like how it binds together and passes through. I'll say things like this takes place in your stomach, not your intestines, so you don't have to run to the bathroom. You don't get those bad adverse side effects from it. It helps, oh, and then I'll say, you know, it's interesting because our chief medical officer, Dr. Don, was actually kind of against this product when it first came out because we're a health and wellness company, and he didn't want to give people a license to go make bad food choices. But after doing research into the Neoputnia and the Garcinia cambogia, he realized that this is just really good food for your pancreas, and every single person should be on it twice a day with their largest meal. It helps regulate your blood sugar levels. And then we do the Fat Fighter demo. I think that's pretty much it on Fat Fighter. Obviously, I have a lot more to say that I could. Okay, so then we finish it up with the energy drink. Sometimes, depending on the group there, I'll say tied with our Fat Fighter for our number 3 selling product is hair, skin, and nails. The awesome thing about hair, skin, and nails is it helps grow your hair out. It helps it keep it looking full and long. It's not just for women, it's for men too. It helps with your nails if you have ridges in your nails or brittle nails. It's also great for just an overall glow of your skin tone. Most people that want to grow their hair out will go to the store and grab a supplement called biotin. Now, most products in the market you'll find about 400 micrograms of biotin, and ours has 5,000. So that's just a really quick fact about why they would take our product over somebody else's. So then I say, okay, our last product that we're going to talk about is our energy drink. So how many energy drink drinkers do we have in the room? And I kind of will say, or caffeine, Diet Coke, coffee, things like that. The reason why I say that is because most people that drink Monsters, Red Bulls, things like that, they're not proud of it. They know that it's bad for them, and they'll kind of like go like this. Nobody's like, oh, I do. I drink 5 a day because they're bad for you. And I always say that just because it makes people aware. So I'll say a lot of people know that energy drinks are not healthy for you, but most people don't know that they're actually dangerous. And that's for 2 reasons. So there's 2 ingredients in almost every single energy drink on the market, taurine and synthetic caffeine. And when those 2 ingredients get combined, that is what causes heart palpitations and the jitters and anxiety and anxiousness and things like that. So our energy drink does not have any taurine in it and no synthetic caffeine. All the caffeine that's in it is naturally sourced from the green tea that is in the energy drink. All the sugar that's in it is naturally sourced from all the fruit that's in it. It's packed full of B vitamins and antioxidants and polyphenols. And so it's just about a mind clarity. It helps you focus on what you're doing. Now, you heard me say about the greens, I get a lot of energy from the greens itself, which I do. Now, the one difference between the greens and the energy drink that I get is motivation. So if maybe I didn't sleep very well that night, or if I just have a lot to do or a lot to accomplish, I'll go ahead and take an energy drink to help me kind of finish my day out strong. And that's the reason why most people drink caffeine, right? We don't need to have jitters or anxiety. We want to be able to finish our shift at work, take a long drive and be able to focus on the road. So I try to relate to people and saying some of those things right then and there about why they would drink an energy drink. And that's it for products. And I say, does anybody have any other questions about any other products before we kind of switch gears and talk about the business a little bit? So I always say that because I want them to know that it's not over. We're going to talk about the business next. So if there are any questions, most people will just kind of go, look through it again in a few minutes. I don't let them sit there very long. I say, okay, guys, we're going to go ahead and switch gears and talk a little bit about the business. And this is my favorite part. This is why I'm here. I love our products, but I like to make money even more. I usually get a couple chuckles out of that, but it's absolutely true. Our products are awesome, but nobody works for free. And the reason that most of us are doing this company is because we want to make an income out of it. And so I'll say, okay, guys, go ahead and grab your party pad. You're going to flip it to the other side where it says join the party. This is your opportunity to talk a little bit more about your story and why you're doing it works. If you don't know why you're doing it, and if you don't know your story yet or have not figured out your story, please send me a message and I would love to sit down with you and talk to you about that. That is a huge part. When I figured that out for myself, it was a game changer for Mike and I in our business. We got started. I was pretty confident right away, but it wasn't until a week later that I sat down and actually wrote down some things on paper with Cami to talk a little bit about my story. And I know most of you are probably thinking, what do you mean? You probably knew what you were talking about. No, I was like, I don't know what I'm going to say. I don't know. Because I know when you tell your story, you need to cover objections. You need to be relatable to people. You need to, I love Audrey and Chris Towns' story because they just went diamond. And Audrey works, 60, 70 hours a week. She works doubles and things like that. That relates to people that are single moms that have kids. You're going to relate to somebody. So if you haven't figured out what your why is, or maybe you know what you're doing this for, but you don't know how to verbalize that and vocalize that in a party that will grab attention and have people relate to you, you need to sit down with me. We need to go through that. So this is where I say a little bit more about my background. I say, you guys already know my story, but this is where you talk a little bit more about your background and who you are. So even in the very beginning, you said why you do it works, okay? But now if you're a teacher, if you're a stay-at-home mom, talk about that right then and there and say, okay, guys, this is where I was when It Works came to me. You know, I was a single mom, or I, you know, work third shift, and my husband and I are wanting to have a baby, and I just want to be home with him. And so, you know, I didn't know it, but I was actually looking for a way to be able to do that. And I just love that It Works can fit into that, can fit into our life, you know, whatever it is, that's where you say your story. Okay, and then I say, okay, so we call it joining the party because that's what this is. This is so much fun. I get to work with my best friends and my family every single day. This is not a job to me. This is like fun. I love it. So It Works just announced the best promotion that they've ever had in the history of our company. So what that means for you guys is you can earn $1,000 in your first 2 months in the business. Like, that is awesome. So I'm going to kind of walk you through our 3-step process to make sure you guys get that $1,000. Okay, so step 1 is just join the party. Get started. It's $99. You get a box of wraps and some marketing materials. The thing I love about it is it's not $1,000, it's $99, and then you get a box of wraps with that. How many of you guys wrap tonight? I say that because normally there's at least 3 or 4 who's ever hosting it just made their money back. So I like to point that out right away. I say, so if you go wrap 4 people with this box of wraps, you just made your money back right away. And I absolutely love that. It's fast cash. It's why most people do a business like this. They need to get paid. They need to make some money. And I love that we can go turn around the wraps, make our money back right away. So step 1 is just get started. It's get in, $99. Step 2. So I'll flip the page and say, go ahead and flip the page. You'll see step 2 there, which is wrap rewards. So we want you, after you get started, you'll see how while I'm going through this, I kind of go back to the first and second step a couple of times because I'm trying to drive home the simplicity of our business. And it's get started. Okay, once you get in and get started, you're probably going to start talking to a couple of people about this awesome product because you have a before and after picture and it's amazing. So we want you to go find 4 loyal customers in your first 30 days in the business. So 4 of them, when you do that, you will get $120 in free product. I love that because it's a way for you to test out some more products, or you can go buy boxes of wraps with that, resell your wraps, and go make $200 like that. So you're going to find them really quickly. Then step 3 is we want you to start building a team of people that want to make money with you. And that's really easy too, because when you get started and you find some loyal customers, you're going to naturally find people that are like, you know what? Yeah, I could do this business too. I love this product. I want to make money at it too. Like, how many people, you know, if you go to Walmart, you guys know the greeters at Walmart and Meijer that say, you know, bye, have a nice day. Well, if that guy told you, I'm going to give you $20 for every time that you come back here and shop, you go in, buy one thing, come back out, put it in your car, go back in, buy another thing, and go tell all of your friends. So that is the idea of network marketing. We're just talking, we're just using our mouth, we're telling our friends, we're educating them, telling them that we just use this wrap and look how skinny I am, or whatever it is. My headaches are gone because now I take greens. So I say that because it kind of gets people thinking like, oh yeah, this is not some crazy weird thing. Like, this is normal. When you like something, you go talk about it. I might as well like something, go talk about it, and get paid. So I say step 3 is just go Ruby. So that is a level in our company where you find 3 friends, and then you go help one of those 3 friends that you just signed up go find 2 friends. So it's 5 people in your business total. When you do that in your first 2 calendar months with It Works, you get $1,000 bonus. Like, how exciting is that? And then I always say, what would $1,000, you know, do for you and your family? Imagine right now if $1,000 was getting deposited into your bank account. How excited would that be? That is so awesome. So at this point, I say, okay, guys, we're going to go ahead and flip the page because most of you are probably thinking right now, okay, well, what are people actually making in this company? So I have them flip the page to this picture. You guys obviously know what this picture is. And I say, okay, I want you guys to go ahead and look at the very beginning. That's a distributor. And then as you go up, rubies, that's that level that I just talked about where you make $1,000 bonus. The average Ruby, you guys, makes about $500 to $600 a month. Like, that is amazing. That's why Mike and I got in this business. We needed an extra $500 to $600 a month. As you go up, emeralds make about 1,000, diamonds make about 10, double diamonds make about 5,000, all the way up to the ambassador diamonds, which make about $50,000 a month. That's nuts, right? Like, I just always throw that out there because it is nuts. Like, that is absolutely crazy. And most of the people at the parties, I know for me, when I first signed up, I couldn't imagine that amount of money. I don't know anybody that can really imagine that amount of money or that it's obtainable. So you want to relate to them. You just say, that's nuts, right? Like, that is so crazy. So the cool thing, guys, is we just talked about that Ruby bonus right now. Actually, there's other bonuses going on in our company too. It's called the Good Bonus. We are home of the Good Bonus. It stands for Get Out of Debt. We make debt-free the new sexy. Most of the time in this industry, people are talking about their fancy cars and their mansions and their Rolexes. Well, we're totally fine if you want to go buy a new car and live in a nice house, but we want you to pay cash for it. So at the level of diamond, that is our first level of real leadership in our company, there is a $10,000 bonus right now, you guys. Like, how awesome is that? One of my friends just got it. Someone on our team just got it. You can use their story. You can use Mike and I's story. The double diamond is 15,000. You guys can use that. My upline, the couple that I'm directly working with, they've earned $35,000 bonuses. Use our story if you haven't, made yours yet, and say, there's a bunch of other people on this team that have already earned the Ruby bonus. Okay, so you're gonna go through that, and then you're gonna say, so there's an awesome business opportunity attached to this. Not only do you guys, can you make the residual income out of this company, but the reason why I signed up, or whatever it is, we're going to start talking about Cami's new position right now. So the way that I talk about that and leverage that is the truth. Like, Cami is the reason why I said yes to this. So I'll say, the awesome thing about this company, though, you guys, is we have a really special opportunity, a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity right now. So the woman that we are directly working with, her name is Cami Dempsey. She is the #1 income earner in the entire company. She has about 60,000 people underneath her in her organization. Isn't that nuts, you guys? She makes like $3 million a year. Like, I kind of talk about it and kind of, I don't want to blow it up and laugh it off, but it's nuts. And most people can't relate to that. So what I'll say is, the cool thing is she's from my hometown. So I grew up and knew that her dad was a teacher in my school. I've always known this woman. I make her real. I make her obtainable, because you just said she's a millionaire, and people probably think all these crazy thoughts. So I make her real. I equate her back to somebody from Allegan, Michigan, who was a teacher, a mom of 3 kids. And I say, Cami has built this level all the way to the very top of the very top of the company. Well, what happened with It Works is she got there, she helped 45 other people get there, and then they just stayed. There wasn't another level to reach for. There wasn't another goal for them to go after. So the company just now in January said, okay, guys, we're gonna let you start over. You can start a whole new team. You're gonna start back here at the distributor level right there, and build a whole new team. That's where I came in. That's where you guys come in. So Cami obviously has proven that she knows how to build this team better than anybody else in the industry. So she was just given an opportunity to totally start over. So we have an opportunity to work with the #1 income earner in the entire company who needs us to hit our goals for her to hit her goals. That is a big deal. That does not happen very much in network marketing. Imagine if we would have got started with Cami 7 years ago when she first started. She's already helped 45 other people become multimillionaires. That is absolutely not so. And I'll say, but you guys, that's not something that I could relate to right away. When I first saw this, I could not even relate to this half of it. All I knew is that Mike and I, we needed to get to that Ruby level. We needed an extra $500 to $600 a month in our business, or in our lives right now. So as we are definitely working towards this right now, that wasn't something that I could really understand. Back up before I switch. The other thing that I always talk about too, and you guys know this, is I'm going through it, I'll talk about each level. I'll say like where Mike and I are at. If there's other distributors in the room, I'll highlight them. That's my time to edify them. If you guys are doing this on your own, you should still do it too, even if they're your sideline, upline, downline. We need to be edifying other people, and maybe it's not something you say, but they say that will get your guest in. So as I'm going through this, I'll stop at Ruby and say, you know, we hit Ruby in 2 weeks. We have, you know, 14 other people that have already hit this level right here. And I go up, obviously I'll say, and then we went diamond in our first month, we went double, blah, blah, blah. So you use your story. If you don't have a story yet, use our story, okay? There's a kind of a phrase in our company that says, fake it till you make it. And the reason why is because when you act, think, and believe that you are diamond or above, if you are ambassador, you will be there. When you're breathing it and telling yourself that, there's self-talk that you give you guys. So if you don't have your own story yet, maybe you just got in, you know, a weekend and you're like, I want to go do a party, I'm ready, you know, but you don't have your own story of I'm not Ruby yet. You can talk about what we have done, that you are personally working with Ashley and Mike Walmer, and use our story. Okay, so after I get done talking about Cami, I'll say, okay, guys, go ahead and flip to the last page. So you have a choice. Do you see yourself more as a distributor using these amazing products and getting 40% off, or do you see yourself as a distributor? I think I just got that backwards. Do you see yourself as a loyal customer, or do you see yourself as a distributor? So a distributor just sees himself going, yeah, I'm going to use this product and I want a discount, and I might as well be making money, you know, while I'm doing it too. So I'll say, you know, Mike and I had this option, you know, in front of us 13 weeks ago. 2.5 months ago, we sat down. We said, it's $99. Why not? Like, why not try? You know, if we don't do it, we'll be fine. If we do it, we'll be fine too. And what if we do it and we put in a little bit of effort and we listen to the things that Cami tells us to do and we make some money out of it? Like, that could be so amazing. So that's just where we were at. I want to talk to you guys for a minute about closing people in the wrap room. When you guys are wrapping people, you need to be talking to them while you're unwrapping and saying things like, so do you see yourself, you know, making money at this? Do you see yourself as a distributor? You'd be great. You'd be awesome. Very few people go, yeah, I have had a couple, but most people are like, oh, I don't know. If they're like, no, you know, that's when you know you need to just move on and talk about products. But if they're like, I don't know, like, that's most people. That's where they're on the fence with it a little bit. And that's where, hold on 1 second, just a minute. Guys. Mike, I'm still doing it. Okay, sorry, my kids just got home. Okay, so when you guys are in the wrap room, I want you talking about things about that is going to help close these people. So when you're in there and you're unwrapping, asking them questions, and when you're asking them a specific question about, you know, do you see yourself as a distributor? Do you see yourself making money at this? You'd be great. Most people are going to right away kind of say something like, oh, I don't know. I don't know if I have time. I don't know if I can do it. I don't know. That's where it's your opportunity to say, you just be awesome at this. Why not? Why not try? One of the biggest things that I've been doing lately that's been working really well is if somebody is thinking about being a loyal customer and they want a box of wraps. Okay, a box of wraps is $60. So I'll say, that's awesome. You're going to use these products over 90 days, over 3 months to be a loyal customer. Have you thought about maybe spending an extra $40 just to be a distributor and try? If you're going to try the products for, you know, 90 days or 3 months, why don't you try to maybe do the business while you're using the products and just see if you can make money at it? It kind of gets people thinking in a different way, because right then and there at the party, they're not like, oh my gosh, I'm going to kill it at this. They have lots of fears of failures, fears that they're not going to be able to do this. And it's our job to kind of help them overcome that. So that is what the wrap room is. If they're talking about other products, that's where, you know, was there anything that you had questions about? You know, I'll also say things about the business. So do you have any questions about like how much time I put into this? The best way to answer that question is saying, well, do you think you can commit to this, you know, 1 night a week, 2 hours a week? Because if you can, you will go Ruby. You will get that $1,000 bonus. I have to go help a couple people go Ruby. Why not you? So just asking a couple of those questions right then and there in the wrap room. Okay, guys, I'm going to close this out. If any of you have more questions or anything like that about anything that I covered and want to know more information, please reach out to me. Mike and I are here to help you be successful. So Again, also, like we talked about at the beginning of that, if you have not figured out what your why is, and if you feel like you don't know how to vocalize that and verbalize that in a party, or if you're just talking to your mom or your sister and your brother and they're like, why are you doing this? You know, if you haven't figured out how to vocalize that, please reach out to me and I want to talk through that with you guys. So, all right, guys, bye.